Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I've got two good clips for you from Jack McDonald from Ripple.
Would you like to add on?
Yeah, I would say two things. One, to your first question around what are the holdbacks or the factors holding back adoption, I think there's really three. One is comfort, which is going to come from education. And as we talked about earlier, stablecoins, by their very nature being stable, and particularly when you look at certain stablecoins that are managed in a way, for example, how we manage ours, that we'll talk about in a moment, we're going to give great confidence to the largest institutions to use them. Second of all, regulatory clarity and tailwinds are going to encourage a lot of institutions to come out and adopt stablecoin usage. Then third, having the infrastructure in place to support that. I do think that there's a risk, and this has been suggested in part up here today, that maybe we try to put this new financial operating system on the legacy rails. And I'm concerned that that may actually hold back the potential, or we might try to do it in incremental steps and save money along the way and not actually be bold and innovative, because I do think that there's a better way. We can still work within the system. We're not trying to overthrow traditional financial systems, but I do think the opportunity with this new technology is pretty profound in terms of what we can do. Last thing I would say is that not all stable coins are the same, and we've issued the gold standard of stable coins, a dollar-backed stable coin. BNY Mellon is our custodian. All of our reserves are in high-quality liquid assets. We come out of New York State. We're a fiduciary. We hold our customer assets in bankruptcy remote accounts, et cetera, et cetera. And as the legislation continues to evolve in different jurisdictions, whether it's in the EU where we'll get an EMI license, whether it's a country like Japan where we're partnering with SBI, we're walking through the front door of every regulator, and we're doing it in a regulated way, in a very compliance-first way. And I don't think that we're going to have the same sort of challenges that others are going to do to embrace the opportunity and to entice the largest institutions who want to come and get into this segment of the business by partnering with folks like Ripple.
There's a reason why everybody attacks Ripple, because they've done everything right. Here's another clip.
And how do you think this cross border payments benefit from the stablecoin integration?
Yeah, I mean, stablecoins are the killer app for global payments. I think what we've seen at Ripple, and Ripple has been in the payments business since 2012, we've seen really from the front row how stablecoins are being used increasingly. And it really has to do with the 24/7 nature of it, the ability to move value in a frictionless way. It's cheaper, it's faster, it's stronger in terms of a regulatory footprint. Again, if you are regulated like we are, it minimizes or negates a lot of the FX transactions that happen. It reduces error. There's a log in an immutable way using blockchain technology. So there's a dozen reasons why it's better. And we're already seeing the benefit of stablecoin adoption, not only in payments, but specifically within the Ripple payments. We've doubled down more recently. We've made an acquisition of a company called Rail that we announced last week, 10% of all stablecoin payment flows. It's a $183 trillion industry today, and I think a unanimous view is that stablecoins are going to be used more and more in the global payments business. And so we're excited about that. We're excited about bringing really a one-stop shop to that sort of solution for institutions who then also need better liquidity. We've got a trading and a prime brokerage business. Now you start to talk to corporate treasurers about how they're going to hold those assets, and we've got a custody business. So we think about the creation, building infrastructure to help institutions create, store, move, and exchange value around the system. And that's where we're investing from an M&A perspective, but also from a internal and organic development standpoint.
Plans within plans. Look at this alert. CEO Ashish Burla speaks from EverNorth XRP, speaks with Reuters about EverNorth is on a mission to support building institutional grade transparent exposure to XRP and grow XRP per share through yield and market strategies. And then we've got another one of the Bitcoin periodicals who's putting out lies. This is from Coin Bureau. Chris Larson has reported reportedly offloaded millions worth of XRP since 2018, often right near market tops. Analysts warn his latest sell-off could weigh on XRP's price recovery. The problem with that is these idiots like these, Chris hasn't sold. He's moved to invest in the XRP treasury, EverNorth. He said he was going to do it. He said there would be movement, and they ignore it. I keep hearing that AI is going to be smarter than all of us. Well, if AI is half as smart as the XRP army in understanding XRP, then it stands to reason that AI is going to start accumulating XRP. Will there be an AI supply shock? I'm kind of joking there, but at the same time, I'm not. If AI is going to be this smart, it will accumulate the assets that are going to hit the moon. JP Morgan expects Federal Reserve to end quantitative tightening next week. 80% chance of 3 rate cuts this year. That will do a lot for the crypto market. And then the USDEA has seized $54.7 million in crypto assets, including $7.8 million of XRP. Letters of marque and reprisal. Remember when Chris Giancarlo went to the White House and then on stage at XRP Las Vegas, he said they're going to use letters of marque and reprisal to build crypto reserves for the United States. Basically deputize these people that can go and track stolen cryptocurrency, and then the government puts it in a stockpile. That's where this is going, folks. And then President Trump has pardoned CZ Binance, and as usual, Peter Schiff is capitalizing on this. It says Peter Schiff challenges CZ Binance to a Bitcoin versus gold debate, and I translated it for everybody. Peter Schiff challenges CZ Binance to a debate so he can get more views to get more gold customers. That's what it's always been about for Peter Schiff. I'll never forget when I went to Bitcoin Las Vegas, walked right up to Peter Schiff, and I asked him, I said, isn't all this Bitcoin stuff a government operation? And it was while he's sitting there debating all of these Bitcoin maxi guys. And when I said that to him, he turned away from me so fast your head would spin. He looked at me like he had seen a ghost, because he doesn't want to have that conversation that he probably already knows the answer to. The debate is what continues to get him a lot of viewership. That's what it's about. He doesn't care one way or another. Here's the Treasury Secretary.
The economy looks pretty good. Could be growing as much as 4%. I'm looking at some deflation, energy deflation, gasoline deflation, agriculture, commodity deflation. Budget deficits seem to be coming down. Even spending may be coming down. I mean, I know you're tweeting on this stuff. Things look pretty good at home, huh?
Larry, things look great, and they're good now. I think 2026, 2027 are going to be great years because, as you know, part of what's happening with the tax bill is the president's campaign promises, which he kept, on no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security, and deductibility of auto loans for American cars. On the first 3, working Americans have kept their withholding the same. And you might recall, I'm also the IRS commissioner, so I can see what's going on at the IRS. And I can tell you that in the first quarter of the year, we are going to see substantial tax refunds for working Americans. On January 1st, working Americans will reset their withholding levels, and they will have substantial real income increases. So that's a pretty good combination. You get a refund, and your weekly, monthly earnings go up. And as you said, we're starting to see this affordability crisis. We've gotten it under control. The first thing to getting it under control was stopping the Bidenflation. Now that we've done that, we are able to, as you pointed out, energy prices are down. I think that housing prices are a lagging indicator, especially in rates. So I think we could see that the CPI numbers start coming down next month, the month after.
The golden age, more specifically the golden age of crypto, we're right there, folks. We get market legislation. we get the ETFs, we get these XRP treasury companies start to ramp up. Things are about to get real interesting. We get the lowering of interest rates, multiple lower interest rates. Things are about to start getting really interesting. We're going to go into DAIXRP.com. That's the Patreon. If you'd rather join through YouTube, click join below any of these videos. If you'd rather join through X, hit subscribe. We do the full video plus the extended video with no commercials in there. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family. Here we go.